Urban Legends of Southern California. Truly the first event of its kind here in Southern California. Is it scary? How do you get the most bang for your buck? And what urban legends will we see? Stay tuned and find out. Hello and welcome back to the Haunt Line, the show dedicated to SoCal haunts and events. And welcome to our second haunt review of the season. Today we will be breaking down and reviewing Urban Legends of Southern California, a half-hour drive-through event located at the OC Fairgrounds in Costa Mesa. This journey features 3 urban legends: the Black Star Canyon coal mines, the Yeti, and Bloody Mary. The concept for this haunt is fantastic, and even though they scrapped basically all the themes and ideas presented during their Midsummer Scream panel, I was very excited to see it play out. However, this haunt has a few kinks to work out, and we'll go over those as we go along in the review. I'd like to start by saying that we got the very first time slot on opening night at 7 p.m. As you drive up to get your ticket scanned, they allow you to use the only restrooms on site, which are actually before the start of the haunt, and they also allow you to pick up any of the fair food that you might have ordered beforehand. We arrived right on time, and we only waited about 15 or 20 minutes for our experience to begin, which isn't too bad overall. Operations were also pretty flawless, as they did a great job of ushering cars into each scene safely. However, others, including people that I know, reported waiting about an hour to maybe an hour and a half to get into the actual show area. So if you do want to check this out, I highly suggest getting one of the first time slots of the day, as it does seem to back up as the night goes on. You start the experience at the Urban Legends Drive-In Theater, where you are greeted by performers dressed like diner employees and one who plays a documentary filmmaker. If he walks up to your car, the filmmaker explains that you will be watching his first feature film all about urban legends, which in reality is a trailer for the event presented on a large LED screen at the center of the performance area. The video explains the backstories of 4 urban legends: Black Star Canyon, Turnbull Canyon, the Yeti, and a fictional Orange County Carnival Graveyard. Suddenly, the loop is interrupted by static on the screen, fog comes out of the overhead lights and from behind the screen, and the performers become entranced. Now, just a few notes about this opening scene. First off, depending on where you are in the drive-in area, your view of the screen can be partially or completely obstructed, and the sound, unfortunately, does not travel very well. This means that there are people who completely miss the story setup, and it's all luck of the draw, except if you're in one of 2 VIP lanes, which actually gives you a pretty good view of the screen. Also, there was never really any explanation as to why the characters in this zone become entranced, and this first scene doesn't include any scares. From there, you move into the next area, which is the Black Star Canyon coal mines, and the sound design does an excellent job of setting the scene. I will say that much, for the most part, the sound design was very immersive and very well done. So kudos on that. Miners with headlamps emerge from their hiding spots and they ominously walk around guest vehicles, some holding chains they use to slam on the ground, and others climbing prop cars and platforms in the performance area. When we went on opening night, toward the end of this segment, one group of miners pulled out a dead body prop from the trunk of a car and pretended to eat it. But that's about all that happens in this scene. No real story, no jump scares, and not much action overall. The video in the beginning mentions the Black Star Canyon Trail, where hikers hear eerie music and sounds at night. They see UFOs in the sky, and it even mentions a group of trackers in 1831 who were mysteriously massacred. But unfortunately, we don't see any of that play out in this scene, and I really think it should. At the very least, they could give the miners thunder jugs to scare guests, or leave oil drums laying around that they can bang on so the noise can scare guests that aren't near the surrounding shipping container walls. The ambient was right, the sound was good, but overall, the first scene was a little anticlimactic. From there, we move into the Creatures of the Woods area, which is lined with pine trees of differing sizes with red-eyed deers and tall horned creatures set up amongst them. Once all cars are stopped and off, campers come out of the woods carrying lanterns and talking to each other using megaphones, searching for the Yeti. Whispers are heard all around, and then finally, the Yeti begins walking around the woods, slowly taking out each camper in their tent one by one. Although this was definitely the most immersive of the sets of the experience, it still lacked strong scares and story. I feel they could have used the cover of the trees more to their advantage and have the Yeti pop up by guest cars with maybe some sort of triggered sound effect like a roar. Also, I wish the Yetis were a little taller and a little more menacing, and that their costumes were a little better, because you could definitely see the neckline of the performers as the Yetis walked around. The whispers we hear are also never explained. The deer and the horned creatures are strictly there for decor, and again, depending on where your car is, you can completely miss out on the action as it's happening in the tents. From there, we move through the Carnival Graveyard, which features fun decor, but again, no scares, no real story, and no performers. Then we enter the finale, where dancers perform on an elevated platform and then summon Bloody Mary, who enters the scene with fog geysers going off and exciting music playing. But once they summon Bloody Mary, nothing else really happens. The dancing continues, and Mary stands on her platform watching over the dancers. This finale is easily the most exciting part of the whole experience. I love the lighting, I love the music, and the dancers were killing it, man. They were high energy, their costumes were fun, and honestly, it was so nice seeing a live performance like this after so long without one. But again, the story comes to a screeching halt after the summoning of Mary, and there are no scares. Plus, depending on where your vehicle ends up, you miss out on some, if not all, of the performance, even in the VIP lanes. Outside of that, Bloody Mary is never mentioned in the video at the drive-in, so it felt a little random overall. And that's where the experience ends. 4 scenes and 3 urban legends. So now that we've covered the experience as a whole, let's break down the pricing. Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays, tickets are $69.99 plus a $14 processing fee. This includes access for up to 5 people in one vehicle. On Fridays, this ticket price goes up to $89.99 with an $18 fee, and Saturdays are $9.99 with a $20 fee. If you have a larger car that sits between 6 to 9 people, discount days are $89.99 plus an $18 fee, and Fridays are $109.99 plus a $22 fee. And Saturdays are $119 with a $24 fee. And finally, VIP tickets on cheaper nights are either $107.99 or $131.99. On Fridays, they're either $131.99 or $155.99. And finally, on Saturdays, they're either $143.99 or $167.99. VIP tickets give you access to lanes that have the best view of most scenes, light-up glow sticks, and an in-car photo. And to be honest, at this point in the run, I can't confidently recommend the VIP ticket. Simply put, the upcharge is not worth what you get for the price. So unfortunately, I don't think it's worth the cost to get some glow sticks and an in-car photo. Overall, this event had a lot of promise, but it lacks a strong connecting story arc, interesting moments, and those scares that most haunt fans are looking for. I feel that perhaps adding a voiceover in each scene that explains the urban legend could help connect the scenes to the documentary storyline they set up at the start of the experience. Performers need more to do other than ominously walk around the cars. Let's see the coal miners attack a victim. Let's have the Yeti be more menacing. Add clowns or creatures to the carnival scene, and have more scenery that the performers can hide behind and pop out of, or even give them more props they can use to scare guests. If you're looking for an event to scare you, then as it currently stands, Urban Legends of Southern California is probably not the event for you. But if you're looking to get out of the house for an evening and enjoy mild, spooky environments, then I suggest you get the standard ticket on either a Wednesday, Thursday, or Sunday at an early time slot to get the most bang for your buck. And while that's going to do it for us on this episode of The Haunt Line, don't forget you can follow us on social media, both on Instagram and Twitter, to keep up with the latest haunt news. Visit us on the web for links to all of our stuff. And don't forget to check out our podcast, which finally has new episodes this week, starting with one featuring TLEV Media. And until the next time, thank you for calling The Haunt Line.